Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, YouTube? Come on, man. You know it's a Friday night, man. You know we gotta get crazy. Let's get out of here. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're gonna talk about content creator tonight stealing our shit. Uh-oh. Stealing our shit. Yeah. They want to steal our shit, so we gonna talk about it tonight. From thumbnail to subject, they want to talk about yo. Oh man, we gonna treat it like a joker tonight in the style, man. Yo, awesome, good. Come on in the hit like brother, man. We gonna talk about content creators stealing our shit. They wanna steal our stuff. They want to come and talk about Porsches and all type of stuff. So we're going to talk about that shit. Let's go, man. Let's go. We're going to talk about that tonight. Hit the mic, brother, man. This is why I like this song so much. This song right here is a song that listen to the lyrics. It's all about go-getters. It ain't talking about nobody that steals shit. It's about driving to the success. What's good? Tonight we're gonna be talking about content creators stealing our shit, man. And I'm gonna be talking about that tonight, man. Why content creator? Yo, man, why boxer content creator are not creative? They're not creative in what they're doing. Listen, man, I got the sippy cup, man. I got the sippy cup. Shout out to Tony. I got the sippy cup. Listen, man, I got my apple juice. You know, when I'm on my apple juice, I got me some ice in the top. So, man. Listen to me, man. Listen. I've been holding back. Now, before I get into this, man, let me get into this. Listen, man. I've been holding back for a couple months now. And I've been surfing the internet. You know, my algorithm will suggest content creator for me to watch your platform. And every now and then I'll see people pops up and they'll just, you know what I mean, run them out about a whole bunch of stuff, right? And tonight I want to talk about, now I kind of just, this just get to me, so I want to talk about it tonight. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the live, man. Hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's dropping in. Hit the like button. Come on in. All right. This live, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to go in. Why box truck content creator are not creative. Now, this is going to be spreading across a whole bunch of different people. You get what I'm saying? You got people imitating people. You got people sound like people. You got people that are watching other people content and then go practice on their own and then come and tell you the same thing that the original people sound. The original people tell you, but they sound stupid. Uh-oh. 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 They sound stupid because they're not the original creator. They're not the original creator. You get what I'm saying? If you're not the authentic creator of someone or something, right? Then you're gonna, when you present it, you're gonna sound stupid. Stupid. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. Let me give a couple shout out before I get into this, man. Shout out to Zubchuck. I know in New York, Zubchuck, I got my buddy up in New York. I want to say tomorrow is my beautiful wife's birthday, man. I want to shout out to my wife, Kenisha. She's going to be 20. She's going to be 20. She's going to be 29. Let's just say she's going to be 29. She's in her, you know, she's up there, but yeah, 29. Shout out to my beautiful wife. Tomorrow is her birthday. Shout out to her, man. I gotta give it to her. You know, she's a beautiful wife that I cherish. You know what I mean? And for you guys who watch my channel, you know, man, she was my we started this old box truck and this business years ago. Shout out to Baba Lee, Atlanta in the building. Shout out to his beautiful wife, Kay. My wife's name is Kenisha Baba Lee, so, you know, I call her Kay for short. But yeah, man, tomorrow is her birthday. I wanted to surprise her with a gift, but unfortunately, the gift she wants is not available. So that's a plus for me, because I get to save my money. Yeah, but one of these days, you're going to be like, yeah, I got you. Anyway, man, let's get into this, man. Box truck content creator are surfing the internet now. They're surfing the internet now, and they're basically practicing what we're talking about. You know, you got Mark the Mentor, a whole host of his project is stolen, and they're pretty much editing stuff and just put it out on the internet. But the problem is the way Mark put it and presented, the way they do it is not the way that it's been done. And a matter of fact, let me show you something. I like to show you guys. Let me show you. Let me give you let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. You guys sit down and watch me all the time. So tonight is Friday night. We're getting loose. You know what I mean? We don't care. We're going to talk about these content creator. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about these content creator. All right? And I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. What happened right here, man? Shout out to Jones. Come on in. You and your wife on your my wife was almost 9 months. This hold on, let me see what Barbara Lee. Shout out to Barbara Lee. My wife is you said my wife is a good one? My wife costs a lot of money, bro. I'm telling you right now. She costs a lot. Being with Kanisha is very expensive. But I don't mind, man. I love it. I love her. She's my baby. Um, but she's very expensive to date. Very expensive. She is a very, very expensive wife. She is very expensive. Shout out to Axel. Come on in, guys. We're just waiting on some people to come on in. Shout out to Axel. Kirky Fresh. Let's eat. BI1. FBA is in the building. Shout out to FBA. Shout out to FBA. Thank you for the birthday, man. My wife tomorrow, she's gonna be a blast. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be here because I'm going to Texas, and yeah, I'm not gonna be around, but we always make up for, what I mean? So shout out to Daniel. Let me show you what I'm talking about, man. Let me show you. I wanna so check this out. Let me pause this video for a minute. Let me say this. Let me say this, right? A lot of people come on the internet, right? And they saw. So let me talk about. I really got to address this. I really have to address this. Okay. Now, I've been on a YouTube channel for over a year, and you guys see my channel. A lot of people say my channel doesn't grow because of the way I talk and the way I do stuff, and I'm not a people person. They say that, I'm too harsh, blah, 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 and so forth, right? So I collaborate with a lot of different people. I remember back in the days when I collaborate with Intro Mike, a lot of people did not like that. And, I'm not going to get into, the behind the scene. A lot of people think that I was too harsh. A lot of people think that Intro Mike should stay away from me because I'm a liability. But I'm just a person that speaks my mind. And I think a lot of people are not ready for a lot of the stuff that I really bring to the table. I'm very harsh. I believe that when you become a man and you have a family, or whether you got a family or not, I strongly believe that it is your responsibility as a man to become very successful in one way or another. Whether it's building a trucking company, or if you go to work and work, you should put your best foot out. I was raised like that. You get what I'm saying? And so when I come here and I see all these excuses, and I look at the other side, and I'm looking at people that are making thousands and millions of dollars, I honestly believe that there's a lot of people that just come up with these excuses for not being successful. You get what I'm saying? And so one of the things that I've noticed over the years since I've been on YouTube, I've seen a lot of people who have grown their channel to thousands of subscribers, but turn around and be very envious, or they almost as if they won't put you on their platform because they believe that if they put you on a platform, somehow you're going to steal those subscribers. I've heard content creator say that, well, you subscribe to this guy, but you don't subscribe to me. And it's funny because I've never thought of those stuff. I've never thought about those stuff. And, shout out to Martin the Mentor, a very humble guy, very quiet guy, very peaceful guy. When I first started talking to Martin the Mentor, I've never looked at Martin the Mentor as a threat to me or my channel. I believe that because my success in the trucking business was primarily on the trucking and not being a YouTuber or a content creator, I never really see nobody as a threat. I never really look at nobody as the person that's gonna be like I'm gonna be envy or I'm gonna be worried about those. So I don't worry about, and for you guys who follow my channel from day one, you always hear me mention this. I do not care about subscribers, and I don't worry about people subscribing to the channel because I'm not here to make money off YouTube. YouTube does not, nothing on YouTube, the income from YouTube cannot pay none of my bill. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like when people come on YouTube and they come to make money, not only from a subscriber base, but also from a financial base where giving out information, I think when a lot of people that come on the platform that are way more knowledgeable than those YouTubers, they see you as a threat. Not only that, a lot of people now see you as a threat, but they start to steal your stuff. Because as the old saying is, you know, it's like if you can't fight him, just join him. Or if you can't fight him, just join him. You get what I'm saying? And so I see YouTubers who never used to talk about certain subject because they don't have the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. They don't have the temperament, the kindness, the weak, you know, the whole bunch of, just a whole bunch of stuff that will let you become successful. I see a lot of content creator YouTubers who come on this platform and instead of make themselves looking better and be original, because they're a scammer and because they're not original and authentic, they always choose the shortcut lane, which is stealing your shit. And so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that because a lot of content creators steal a lot of my stuff and they repackage it. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you this, okay? I don't need to steal anybody content. I am who I am and I create who I become. I don't need to steal nobody content. You, on the other hand, will never become who I am because you don't have what I got. You get what I'm saying? You don't have what I got. So you might sound cool and you might sound okay to some people, but to me and other people that originally watched me from day one, they know that you're stupid. You get what I'm saying? You're stupid. And so we're going to talk about that tonight because people come in here. And a matter of fact, hit the like button because here what another thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about why a lot of people are not successful. I'm going to be talking about why a lot of people don't know a lot. Because when they steal the stuff from us and they try to present it to the people that are not successful, the people fail because the presentation was not presented in the right format where those people can go and really make ends meet. I talk about partial. I talk about having a radius. I talk about setting up your truck for the whole week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm the guy that created all these stuff because it works for me. But when another content creator say to you, they don't mention those stuff. See, the thing with a lot of these content creators is they don't want to sound like they actually outright stealing my stuff because a lot of you guys who watches us will ultimately call them out. So what they'll do, they'll talk about partial and they'll talk about their pickup and their drop off, but they won't mention radius. They won't mention the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark the Mentor. He's gonna be here in a minute because we're gonna do this together. Come on in, hit the like button. Shout out to Daniel. But a lot of times when we come on this YouTube platform, and I can pull up content creator after content creator and just show you different stuff that they do that like to take a look at this guy. Partials. This sucker never used to talk about partial. He was a rent truck guy selling people rent truck business. He never used to talk about partial. Look at the board. 2 U-Box, 2,500 pound, 8 feet for $500. 800 mile. He never used to talk. Listen, history is best qualified when it's what? It's documented. Never used to talk about partial. I got history in these guys. I got history in these guys. Never used to talk about partial. Shout out to Sway that's dropping in the live, man. History is best qualified when it's documented. Who is not talking about it is bashing it. They're bashing it. They come and they say, oh, partially you got to do, let me slow down. Let me say it on. I'm going to get up Google Maps. I'm going to treat you guys so nice tonight. Let's get Google Maps. We're going to do a little mathematics. Let's do a little mathematics. We're going to do a little mathematics. I think this is Mark the Mentor coming in. Let's see. We're going to do a little mathematics tonight. Hello? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hello? Mark? Hello?
Yo.
I got somebody
can you hear
else. Me? Hold on, I hear you. Hello?
I don't see myself. Hold
on. Hello? Mark? Hello? 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 You got to make sure that you're not on mute. Make sure that when you call up, you're not on mute. I dropped the link, guys. If you guys want to come in the live, just hit the link. We're going to talk about this tonight. I want to show you something. I'm going to prove to you that when they say that partial is done illegally, I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to prove to you. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Who is this? Mark.
Yo.
All right, I see you now. Hold on a minute, Mark. I was getting somebody else, but I don't know what happened.
What up, man?
What's going on, Mark? Shout out to you, Mark the Mentor, man. You know, a lot of people don't like you, man, because they feel like you come and you grow too fast. You're like a beast.
Oh, man. It's been like that, man, for a long time, man.
Hold on a minute. I want to show something on my screen. Take a look at this. Right? For all you people who said that partial done illegally, this is what you say. You said if somebody's doing partial, they have to be running illegally. Let's do the numbers. We got 21 hours to Georgia from King of Pressure to Dallas. It's 21 hours in drive time. You have 70 hours a week. See what I'm saying? We have 70 hours in 1 week. So if I drive from here, go down, I should be at 50 something. I should have 50 something hours leave for the whole week to play with. Let's put it at 48 hours. You ever watch that documentary called First 48? Yeah, we need to put some of you freaking the distractors, and we need to put you on the first 48. So let's check this out. Let's check this out. We gonna do our numbers tonight. You suckers. I got you. Hey, my subscribers, I got you. I got you. I got you. Boom. We're going at Chicago. We're going up Chicago. That's 36 hours. We got 70 hours in 1 week. Out of leaving from King of Pressure to Dallas, back up to Chicago, that's 36 hours. Let's go back to Pennsylvania. We're going to go back to Pennsylvania. No matter of fact, you know what? Let's go to Atlanta. The devil is a liar, just like you. We got 46 hours. 46 hours of drive time from your 70 hours a week that you have to do partial. Oh, I'm going to get to the juicy part. Don't worry. I'm going to get to the juicy part. And then we're going to come back up to, let's say we're going to go to Indiana. Let's do Indiana. Let's see what's going on over by Indiana. Boom. 54 hours. And then we're going to take it home. Let's go back to King of Pressure. 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 Because we're doing it the whole week. 64 hours. You see how I do that? You see how I drive from Dallas to Chicago to Atlanta to Indiana back to Chicago, back to King of Pressure, and I still haven't hit my 70 hours. You are some suckers. Man, let me bring Mark, man. Let me calm down, man. I'm going to get back to this. Mark, what's good, man?
What's the deal, man?
Let me say this, man. A lot of people don't like you. A lot of people, so I get to understand that a lot of people are just stealing content, right? And I see a lot of people being just trying to repackage the information. And I call you today. I send you a video today, and we talk about a video, and I see this is a new trend now. Now you can explain. I don't know. Maybe it's a target on your back, but I've heard people say that you subscribe to this content creator talking about you, but you don't subscribe to me. Maybe I need to have one of those outbursts. You think I would probably get some subscribers? You subscribe to Mark the Mentor, but you don't subscribe to Kirky Fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Before we get into it, man, listen, I've never seen you as a competition. I don't envy you. I don't ever see you as an allied. I really support you and do content with you because we're really trying to get the information out to people. I've never seen you as a dude that I need to compete with. But I seen other content creators who have way more subscribers somehow see you as a threat, man. What do you think causes that?
I must be doing something right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. All my life I've dealt with stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because anything I do, I try to be the best at it. So like jealousy is like it's like a form of envy. When people are jealous of you, they really admire you. So that's how I look at it. And I've been dealing with it all my life. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. I don't agree with plagiarism. Like I don't like that. Because with plagiarism, especially when it comes to something like this, when you're giving information, the information that I give It comes from experience, and then there's some educational stuff too because of my my college education as far as business is concerned. So when people try to
Now, do you think
play
that's a problem
play
because you have a college degree and a lot of people don't have a college degree? They see you
no no no
as
well
superior over to them?
see you got to understand my mother is an educator.
Right.
So, you know, by her being an educator, it was like I was schooled twice. So by me being my mom's first child, when I was young, she was still early in her career. She just retired in 2014. So she's
Mm-hmm.
only been retired 9 years, right?
Right.
So when I was born in 1980, she had just graduated from Chicago State University with her bachelor's degree in 79. She was a 1 year school teacher. So when I went to kindergarten, at 5, she was only 5 years in. And by her being a primary school teacher at that time, she could practice curriculum on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all through school, I was always one of the smartest people or the smartest person in the classroom, right? Because I was getting taught at school and I was getting taught at home. So by the time I got to school, I was always ahead of the class because my mother
Right.
was teaching me at home, right? So
But do you think that that same upbringing that you have play over into your success throughout your life? Because you said this been always happening. So
yeah, yeah.
now you're a
So
content creator, being
uh,
on YouTube, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that the way to bring the black community together and the community together in successful, I mean with being successful, is for all of us to work together. But when I start to create content, I realize quickly that it's the opposite. We have people don't like you. You get what
mhm,
I'm saying? Rather than
yeah.
working with you, they don't like you.
Well, we tried that. You know, it was my idea earlier this year, this summer,
Uh-huh.
to try that, and we had knocked one out, and then we was working on the second one, and then somebody came in and interrupted that. It hadn't been the same since. And after that, I'm just like, man, to hell with it. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I try, it's always someone that come in and just disrupt it. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like people ripping off my content, man. People don't like me. I don't care. I don't need no friends. I got enough friends. I'm 43. I ain't trying to make no new friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if people feel threatened, then that's their problem. You know what I'm
What
saying?
what
You shouldn't be on the internet
mm-hmm.
running a hoax, trying to educate people when you really ain't that experienced. That's why so many people out here being misled now. I can't help that. I think people get upset because I think what I'm starting to see is two things. I'm seeing I'm getting ripped off. I see you get ripped off. I'm getting ripped off too.
Oh, I'm
And
gonna
then
talk
I
about
see
my
people,
ripoff.
and then I see people,
I'm gonna need to
I
get
kind
paid
of,
tonight.
and I see people kind of upset and then sneak this. And now I already got a few people up out the way. You know what I'm saying? And but I see I gotta go get some more people that's ripping my content on. I gotta just go hard at these people. You know what I'm saying? So
But see, but okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about me and you. Let's talk about me and you first before we go to
mm,
anybody else.
yeah.
I have a total of less. I got less than 3,000 subscribers, right? And
Mm,
mainly because we talk about this all the time. But maybe because of I'm radical. I'm really the hand happy guy to listen to sometime. You get what I'm saying? But what
right.
I'm saying is that I've never see you as the person where it's like I've never looked at you as a person where I gotta feel threatened by you. I'm envy you. I supported you. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? Now hear me out because I supported you. But not only that, but we do collaboration together. But I've seen other content creator
mm.
that just outright lash out because you're existent. What do you think causes that?
I'm him. I'm
you say,
him.
you say you him.
And I ain't saying it to be cocky. I just, I'm him. I mean, I listen, Kurt. Anything I do, I strive to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? And when you disrupt an
Mm-hmm.
industry, well, this is a really, really small, tight knit community. You come in and you disrupt it. People don't like it. Some people may have felt like they were the creme de la creme and at the top, and they probably were treated like that. People were probably treating them like that. I displayed some of that earlier when I showed, examples of people going to other content creator and coming to that content creator to validate other people's information. Like I kind of displayed with my whole box truck bubble
Mm-hmm.
video. You know what I'm saying? And
But Mark, but let me ask
when,
you a
when
question. But let me ask you a question. If those people were already in existence, right, long before
Mhm.
you come, what is there to fear?
Well, it's just like Amazon coming to town or Walmart coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So some people, I don't care. I don't care about fame or none of that. Some people just want the clout that come along with it. I really don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Some people want the clout. You know what I'm saying? Listen, some people are just gonna always be. You got. Some people are just gonna be cooler than people. Some people are going to, be more charismatic than other people. Some people are just gonna. People are going to attract to certain individuals more than they attract to other individuals. I'm only 5'8", right? I'm not 6 feet. It's women that only want to date men 6 feet or taller. Am I gonna go get mad and bash every guy that's 6 foot or taller
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not 6 feet? You see what I'm saying? So people are attract to who they attract to. I think in this space, I think information is key, right? Information is key, and I think for those years during the popularity of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a bunch of people just selling noise, right? To a bunch of people who didn't know any better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when someone comes in and formats their content in a way where it's educational and it makes sense, right? And it's nothing like nothing that other content creators are creating in this space. It's like a breath of fresh air,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's new and it's different, it's authentic, right? And it's actually helping people. It's serving a purpose. It has some form of utility. It's not a person going on live and showing a load board and a bunch of people. And that to me, that's crazy. Like I see people go live and then people be like, man, look up Chicago, look up Louisiana. Like y'all run Amazon. Why don't you look this shit up yourself? So like people like
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing authentic about that. When I come live, I try to answer. I was on live damn near 4 hours last night, damn near answer everybody's question. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I talk from my experience. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can't help it. I think where people get upset is the years of experience because it's going to drown you out if you've only been in the business a couple years. People are going to attract to the person with experience because you have more to offer. Walmart has more to offer than your local corner store.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon has more to offer than your startup, web store. People are going to try People are attracted to the content that has more to offer, right? People are
Mm-hmm.
going to go to where they can get the most bang for their buck. And in my case, I'm not charging you anything. And I'm one of the most experienced. So other
But
than
but
I still haven't run across anyone in this space that has more experience
but let me
than
ask you this
me.
though, Mark, because I'm trying to understand
Mhm,
the whole concept behind it. There are
mhm,
content creators that come on your platform and they do interviews with you, right?
mhm,
But one of the thing I can say is that if somebody goes to their platform, which is not you, and mention your name, it's
mhm,
almost as if it's an insult to those content creator, or is like they downplay you. Like somebody would make I'm just gonna give a scenario. Like let's just say somebody said like Do you think Amazon is gonna have a peak season this year? Because I watched this guy Mark the Mentor, and he said there's no peak season. That when that content creator saw that message, it's almost as if they downplay you. It's almost as if they like put you in a little non-existent corner.
Well, I think that's when all the what you would consider hate started, because prior to that last year, it was just a bunch of laughing and jokes as I displayed
Mm-hmm.
earlier this week. And that was just with the one I displayed earlier, that was just one. So that person, you can't single him out. There was others. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny until that time period came, and then it was like everybody
Oh
was
no,
saying,
there's
damn,
a whole bunch of them.
there was a whole bunch of them, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But those people haven't been picking at me. You see what I'm saying? Uh, so when that time period came and it happened, that drew people that were already looking at my content. They just hadn't bought into me yet, right? Because I was saying things that were totally opposite than what
Mm-hmm.
everybody else was selling, right? Or saying, I should say. So when that time period came, because no one could just wrap their mind around a holiday season and not being busy, especially
Mm-hmm.
to the people who came in 2021 and saw that peak season, which really wasn't a peak season either. That was
Mm-hmm.
PPP. If you take PPP out of the equation,
Let me ask you a
60%
question.
of that volume they wouldn't have saw it.
Why do you think, because I've mentioned this to you all the time, as a
Mm,
person that never do Amazon, you never run a
mm,
box truck doing Amazon, you don't have drivers doing Amazon, why do you
mm,
think you get so many pushback from people that are actually doing Amazon? I'm talking about content creator.
mm.
Because you can be looked at as a hater. Why do you okay,
Yeah, I,
why
I
you
can
hating
understand that
why you
last year, but
hating on
everything
those guys and you don't
I,
even do Amazon?
I can understand that last year when I was new and a lot of stuff that I was saying, people like the peak season. But
Mm-hmm.
everything I've said with Amazon is coming to fruition. Everything except the relay, because that's about 2, 3 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
But that's coming too. And I was awarded a DSP, and I talked about this through the onboarding process. I pulled out halfway through because the
Right.
things that I was finding out while I was going through the 30-day onboarding, I just didn't agree with.
Right.
I'm not. I just didn't agree with. And
Do you
Amazon
think you're
has a
worthy of talking about Amazon? Because some people feel
yeah,
like you're not in the
yeah.
Amazon space, you don't
You
run
know
a
why I'm
box
worthy of
truck.
talking about? You know why I'm worthy of talking about it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a shareholder. I own shares of Amazon. So being a shareholder,
Right.
being an owner in Amazon, I sit in on the earnings calls. Why? I want these guys to be successful. I need them to be successful. The more successful they are, the more money I make.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like I'm hating. I need them to be successful. I want them to be successful. I need them to hit those post offices on time. I need them to wait if the post office is closed. Make sure
Right.
when you come to my place, you bring my packages, you leave them in the mail room, and make sure my name is facing up.
But some people can
I
see that.
need them to do that. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
but some people can
I can
see
talk about
that.
it because I've invested in Amazon thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Okay, but go
So
back
I
to
have a right
that
to talk
statement
about
that you made, because you made that statement, and I think some people can say that you probably rubbed them the wrong way.
it.
You said
That's
that
their fault.
you said that you invested in Amazon where the
Hmm.
stocks is concerned, and shout out to you
Correct.
because you have opened up my eyes where growing a portfolio, and we're gonna talk about that a different time. But when people hear you mention those stuff, saying that
Hmm.
you gotta, yeah, I want you to be successful and so forth, um,
Hmm.
they don't know where that is coming from, right?
Hmm.
But when you say those things,
Hmm.
what do you think? Do you think that a lot of content creator get offended by those stuff that you're saying?
Probably so. I
And
don't
and
listen.
if so, why would they be
I'm
offended? Because you have
jealousy,
mentioned statement like if somebody's working for Amazon, they should be invested in the stocks. That's your statement at
and
one
that's
point.
true. And that's true. I said it yesterday.
Okay, well
You know,
explain why we need to have an interest in a company that we work for.
because when you work for a company and you work for them as an employee, you have stock options. You have 401k, you invest in your future for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when these guys that are business owners, I don't think they understand that that responsibility is left up to them.
Mm-hmm.
Just by doing these testimonials, people don't. They're not even managing their books right. They're not even paying themselves. So if they're not paying themselves and they're not managing their books right, good and goddamn well they don't even have no health benefits.
Let's
Nor
talk
are they
about
planning for the long term as far as retirement.
let's talk
You
about
see what I'm
this
saying?
books.
So,
Let's talk about this books for a minute because you get a lot of eat from this whole entire managing books. You talk to people hard about managing their books and
hmm
how people should keep their books. And you have called me last week and show. I mean, this week you showed me a whole stock file and cabinet of books that you keep, record from day one. I got a
hmm
bunch of that in my garage. I got W-2 1099. I mean 1099 from the day I start till now. I got a
hmm
whole bunch of stuff. You get what I'm saying?
hmm
But you go hard on people for not managing their books and not keeping tab of their not keeping a good record of their what's going out, what's coming in, what they make for
hmm
the day, what they should be making. A lot of people now there's no other content creator do the stuff that you do. You get what I'm saying? I
hmm
get it. You get what I'm saying? But some people can see that as you're pushing them too far into an area that they don't have experience in it.
I shouldn't be pushing them at all. You know why? Because
Mm-hmm.
they should already be doing this stuff. This shouldn't even be a conversation I should be having because it should already be in place anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you push someone hard for some shit that they should have been doing anyway?
Right, but Mark, you got to remember, if content creator are stealing or just creating stuff and giving out bad information,
Mm.
those people come across your channel like, I mean, you get this all the time. I get it all the time. Oh,
Well,
Mark,
that's why.
what's up,
Mhm.
Mark? I come across your channel. You the real deal, blah, blah, blah. Man, I wasn't keeping a record of my book. I don't know my cost per mile. I was watching this content creator. But then when you, like, if you were supposed to do an interview online, it's like, because they don't know, it seems like you come off hard on them. You get what I'm saying? Because of the
Mm-mm.
bad information that they get from previous content creator. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. You come off. It may seem like I'm coming off hard because they're already in the business. If you explain it to someone, you know, prior to them getting in the business, you're setting them up. You explain them. Okay, once you get in, this is how you're gonna set up your books. That tone will be different. When you explain it to a person who's been operating for a year, year and a half, and no, you gotta chastise them a little bit because you've been doing it all. You ain't even been doing it at all. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't, you can't, you gotta. I don't want to say it has to be
You
of
gotta hold them
a
accountable.
thought a hold them accountable, but it's kind of got to be from an authoritative, I guess, tone because
Mm-hmm.
this shit should have been you should have been doing this since day one.
Mm-hmm.
How you expect the business to grow? How you expect to be successful when you don't even know what's coming in and what's coming out?
Right.
Like I'm digging up books, like I gotta go dig up books from over 10 years ago from when I first started just to show people I walk it like I talk it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, so
But I think I get what you're saying, and me and you is kind of the same way. But if they're getting bad information from these content creator and they come to see now the light, because a lot of
well,
people
and
was in the darkness and they come to see the light. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, I think it's our responsibility now to take it to the next level where we can just let these people understand. I mean, I can show you. Let me show you right here. I got right here. Just this is just my this is all my taxes. You get what I'm saying? And this is just you got 2022, 2021. I got my these are all this last year and this year that I just brought it up here. because I gotta go through some stuff, But the point that I'm saying is that let's take this folder right here. This one right here says Kirk and Kenesha. This is my personal return, right? And this one right here says it says the name of my company. It says 2022 tax return. This is Kirk and Kenesha 2022 tax return. These are two separate folders. We talk about this all the time. Got one
Mhm.
for me, one for the business, right? This is a state and federal, right? But what I'm saying is that if they're going to content creator who are not educating them on how to file their tax, how to do their stuff, how to do the paperwork, when they come to us, um, they're gonna be like, you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
hey,
then
yeah,
you all up a folder lot. You go like this, look, this is from 2020, 2010, and this is $50,000, and like, I did a
yeah,
100,000 last year,
yeah.
and I don't have no paperwork to show. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and and the reason why we have these, the reason why we have these is the same reason why we talk about these stuff all the time. History's best qualified when it's what? It's documented. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So if I
Yeah.
can pull this up in a folder right here and show that I've done my taxes, then why are people not having those folders? And then when you come along and you're like, guys, you need to have these things, and then other content creator are not showing them, not telling them, I think you might quote unquote rub some people the wrong way.
Listen, the way I present content is the way I present content. I don't. If people feel a certain type of way because I've only been doing it for a year and a half, and I've come in and garnered a quite decent, following, and I think I kind of changed because
Mm-hmm.
I see people changing their content to more educational. I see people going that direction because they're trying to figure out how is this guy growing at this, at this pace, and
Mm-hmm.
everything is educational. So people are trying to go that route, but how can you go educational when you don't have the experience,
Right.
nor do you have the education? Certain things you're just not going to be able to compete with me at because
Mm-hmm.
I'm 14 years in and I college educated in business. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole the economy, the economics of it, like you got a long way. It's just certain people like it's just too far gone. You can't catch up. And that's where the problem come in because I think people try to duplicate like what I'm doing, and then when they do it, they sound crazy when they present their content.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at King Lotta. Look at this dude you sent me today. You know what I'm saying? It just,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
don't
just
even be looking for
constantly
these guys.
right.
Right.
It's just constantly a stealing your content, and it's like,
Right. So, if you gonna like and for them to steal it, like what are you trying to be a successful box truck, or you trying to be a successful content creator? Because I'm not trying to be a successful content creator. Only thing I'm doing is clicking go live and talking based on my experience. I'm not really doing nothing and preparing nothing because I don't have to because all I gotta do is go down memory lane.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So how can you compete with someone that's literally going down memory lane? I've been doing this shit for a long time. Long
I've
time.
heard people say that you guys subscribe to this guy over here, and I'm over here, and you don't subscribe to me. What do you think causes people to make those statements?
Certain people are just going attracted to certain people. I think maybe it's the authenticity of my content.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I think people were kind of hesitant on who they followed. They followed people they like. People are a little bit more hesitant now, but I've been on YouTube for a year and a half. Everything to solidify me has already been solidified. Everything that
There.
I've forecasted has come into fruition. I've had employees come up and tell y'all, yo,
Mm-hmm.
Mark, this many trucks, Mark, this many employees. I was in Mark's office when he made his first $1 million. Like people have come up that work for me and solidified this. I've showed my taxes. I've showed
Yeah.
I went and dug for my first years the way I used to
Let,
keep my
let, let,
books in my first
let's
years.
talk about
So
let's I know we're
you
gonna
see
do
me in
this.
you see me in my trucks, you see me in the back of my truck. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Let's
What
talk
else?
about the $1 million. I wanted to ask you about making $1 million because a lot of content creator have not
And you
made
notice why I don't never talk about it. I don't brag
yeah,
on it. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
mention it.
yeah. But
Rob came and
I
mentioned it.
yeah, but I want to
So,
ask you about making a million
mhm,
because a lot of content creator come on YouTube and say that their first year in business they made 1 million. Okay,
mhm, mhm,
now I've made 1 million.
mhm,
I've grossed 1 million. I've grossed.
mhm,
I've made 1 million. Mark, I've grossed 1 million. Please don't come at my
mhm.
house, Mark. You know, grossing and making is two different things, right?
Right, right. Gross and net,
But
right.
with all fun and joke aside, you have grossed over 1 million. I've grossed over 1 million, right?
Mhm,
And we know the agony.
mhm.
Could you explain us? Could you explain to the audience making 1 million what it is, what it takes to make? Could you explain what it takes to gross 1 million,
So my
and
first
how long would it take to gross 1 million?
it took me 4 years to have my first $1 million gross year. So 2014 was my first $1 million year. January of 2014, my not my last ex, but my ex before that one, the one who was I was with when I first started. The one I told the story when I was working out of my pickup truck. I got that call when we was at Dave and Buster's. I went and go move that dresser.
Mm-hmm.
So she dumped me in January, the beginning of the year, January of 2014. And I just turned up. I mean, I was already turned,
But
but
somebody
that
can
just
argue
now I
and
didn't
say well, it was the pandemic time. We rates was high. We were
in
making a lot of money.
2014.
No, I mean in the pandemic. Somebody, content creator can say, well, you guys made in 2014, you made 1 million, but in the
Mhm.
pandemic, we made 1 million because rates was high,
Well,
people got money and they were spending.
I don't. I mean, okay, that's fine. I can only talk about my story and what I've done. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Those people that did 1 million, if people did 1 million during the pandemic, I can tell you one thing, they're not doing it now.
I don't think none of those
So,
content creators make $1 million. The
so
reason why I
and
say this, the reason why I say this, and I'm gonna tell you why I say they don't make 1 million, right? Let's
mhm,
do the numbers, right? We had a lot of people spending money, right?
mhm,
And if you look at the amount of people that came in the box truck space, let's say the average content creator were booking consultation and selling mentorship and a whole bunch of different stuff. I can see themselves make maybe about 300,000, 400,000. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
Maybe a little more off of just the product that they were presenting to the
mhm,
audience. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the actual work that you put in.
mhm.
See, your million is from
No,
actual work
yeah, it was from
versus
actual
because
work,
you
right?
weren't
So,
selling anything. You get what I'm saying? So
no,
we're not talking about if somebody and I don't even in the pandemic, I can assure you that none of these content creators made $1 million. I don't care
I don't
what they
care.
tell you,
I
what
don't
they
care if they made it or
I,
not.
I don't
You
care,
can't.
but I'm just saying, Mark, you know the significance of making 1 million. It takes you 4 years. You get what I'm saying? But the
Mhm,
point that I'm saying that if you work 4 years, let's just say that in 20 in the pandemic, people would make a little bit more than the usual, right? Let's put it in that form. I still don't think that people make 1 million because they weren't working.
yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, in the pandemic, I had to get back out and work in the field on one of the trucks myself. I know rates were higher. Even with moving, I was charging. more money during the pandemic, but I
You know
didn't
how much money
touch
I
it.
make? You know how much money I would make in 1 month from the pandemic using my semi?
What's that?
I would make average about $42 to $46,000 a month using the
Mm.
semi. When I first started the semi, I would book one load and I would get 38, $4,000 just for a partial.
Well, I think what people fail to realize is,
Wait, so somebody can say, well, if I got a semi and I'm picking up a partial making 4 grand, and I'm doing this for 6, 7, 8 months, I could gross a million. But listen to this. Let me drop a bombshell to you. Even though I was making those kind of money, Mark, I still never make $1 million.
uh
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I find it hard to believe that people will gross a million in the pandemic when I was making top numbers and I was doing partial. I mean, I would pick up one load paying $3,800 going to Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, I would pick up another $3,000. That's 7 grand. But remember, I came to Texas. That brought me another 7,000. That's $14,000.
right.
You understand? And that's 1 week. So you get what I'm saying? 14 and
Mm.
14, 14. Let's say 14 times four in the pandemic. I still never grossed a million.
Mm.
You understand? And I find it hard to where people come and say, "Well, I made $1 million," and I'm like, "Where do you get that from?" Because I was really doing it out here, and I never grossed a million.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever these people say, then that's what it is. I really don't really,
I mean, I
So
can pull it up and show people. I don't care. I can show people where I was making in 2020. I can show people where I was making last year and the year before. I still never grossed a million, even when I first come out here with my semi, and I was getting extremely good rate. I think the
mm,
problem is that with you, primarily because you're honest and you're straightforward, and I think a lot of times because your business
hey,
ethic
Kurt.
is
Some of
yeah.
these, go ahead. Some of these cats wasn't even in high school when I was doing
Oh,
millions. You see what I'm saying? So I really don't even care. 2014, some of these creators wasn't even in high school yet.
right.
So, you know, and then the other ones that's older than me, they was doing something else. Now I've been checking a bag for a long time.
Right.
Uh, that's why I don't have to talk about it. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I'm not new money.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So,
No,
I really don't care
I want to talk
what
about
people
meeting
may.
you. I want to talk about
Yeah.
meeting you because I've met you, right?
Mm,
And I think the personality that you have behind the scene is much different than the personality that people see on the internet. I mean, you're more like you're more such of it is almost as if you're more of an exclusive guy. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
Um, I think you have this. One other thing I admire about you is you have it's like a perfection mindset about you. Like remember when that night when we went out? It's like in your mind, in our mind, we don't care, right?
mm,
But in your mind, it's like I'm in your town, in the city, and if you're not gonna do it right, it's like you're not gonna do it at all. To
mm.
me, it's like is that contribute because your mom was a teacher and the way you were brought up and like
Yeah.
when a
That's
guest
just
come to
how
your
I was
house, you really
raised.
treat them the
I
way
was
that.
That's just the way I was raised. She raised me. If you're not going to do it right the first time, just don't do it at all. So if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to do it the right way, I'm not going to do it. If I can't if I go to Benz, if I can't get the S,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get the C or the E.
Right.
If I'm going to get
Right.
the truck, if it ain't the G, with just the G, no other letters with it, just the G, and followed by some numbers, then I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I go to BMW. I don't. There's no threes and no fives. It's only sevens. So when I go, if I buy a pair of Jordans, it's only the Jordans that Mike wore. I'm from Chicago. We don't wear all those funny colors. If
Mm-hmm.
Mike didn't wear them, then they ain't gonna be on my feet. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, when I do stuff, I do it right. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm investing into something new and I'm experimenting with it, like with the channel, for instance, when I first started, and as the channel grew, I invested. I got better cameras, better mics, and I'm still not done investing. Fried my computer
Yeah, we
in
we
less
spent
than
a
24
fortune
hours.
in these.
Went and spent damn near 3,000 all in, new monitors, new studio, Mac Studio. The very next morning. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So it wasn't no, I gotta run my money up. I fried it 7 p.m. Sunday night at 9 a.m. the next morning. I was at Micro Center. You see what I'm saying?
And that's
So
what I'm
yeah,
saying about you. That's one thing I admire about you is that whenever you do anything, it's like you almost as if it's like you have that type of like, if you're not gonna do it right, you're not gonna do it. I
I
mean,
can't. I can't.
you
So I'm gonna
you
sit my
know.
butt down somewhere. I'm not gonna half-ass nothing. So
And let
I'll
me
be
say
upset
this.
with my.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
let me say this to people that watches me and you is the same approach you take with me because even with this old, a lot of people don't know these cameras and all these stuff. Like when we first start talk about doing content together, and you said, "Look, Kirk, I want us to go do the Wise Man podcast and so forth." And we were talking about the equipment that we're gonna use. Um, I think that once we get connected, um, I kind of I buy the stuff because I know there's a standard that you want to meet, that we have to put that together for the audience. You get what I'm saying? And so I understand that because I understand you. Does that make any
Mhm.
sense? And I understand
Right.
that if I'm gonna rock with Mark, I don't have to be perfect the first 2 days, but eventually I gotta get to the level where I'm rocking with you. You get what I'm saying? It was no pressure. I mean, you told me what I needed to get, and I'm like, okay, Mark, and I listened to you. I think that one of the things that, and I want to say this to people also, Mark is a very good listener. But one thing with Mark is that he's not gonna keep telling you over and over. I think that one of the things I admire about you too is once you say something to a person one time or two time, the way you say it, it's automatically taken serious. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a Chicago thing. Shout out to Chicago. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But but
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, Kirk, we gonna do this content, and it's all taken serious. You get what I'm saying? It's not a joke because you're so business minded. It's like you never get downplayed by the stuff that comes out of your mouth. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of other people might see you as a threat, because when you talk, you come off very. And we talk about this in the past. You used to come off very serious, like, yeah, you
That's
got a
just. I
60
mean,
foot
that's just.
box truck and you want to make some
I
money,
mean,
and you know what I
I
mean?
think I'm always been like that, but and I hate to use this because I seen like somebody was in the chat from the thing the other day. I think when people talk about Chicago and stuff like that, people who ain't from here, they think when you're from here, you kind of use that as leverage to like, I don't want to say like bully people, but that's just not it. You the way people are here, everything is serious. You can't play no games. You can't be looked at as a goofy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is how you carry. Like this ain't like the South. When you walking past people here, don't nobody speak. You can get in the elevator with people. Could be a crowded elevator. Don't nobody speak. Everybody got serious faces because everybody is serious here, and it's always like stand on your square. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just how it's been all my life, and I think that has helped me in business because I'm just straight business. I don't really play no games, and every everything here is just straight. It's just serious, man. You just gotta
Right,
be
right,
serious here. It's like
right.
it
No,
ain't
because
no, it ain't no joke. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So, and it
Yeah.
ain't because I'm from. It's just the way how
Well,
everybody is here. I can't help that. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
I
So,
gotta say, my daughter is 7, and
yeah.
you came to Chicago the last time, and I told you this, right?
But I was in Chicago. You came to Chicago the last
Yeah,
time.
I came to Chicago and I saw it the last time. You met my wife, and we kick it, right? And
Yeah.
my daughter asked me why your friend never smiled, why he doesn't talk. Remember I told you that?
She was talking about me or
No, your
who?
friend,
Oh, okay.
the guy you came with. And she asked me, she
Oh,
said,
okay.
"Daddy, why Mark friend doesn't talk?" You know what I'm
He don't,
saying?
he,
But see,
hey,
that's the thing that I'm trying to say. Like it's this. It's like people on top of their. It's like this business. It's like, all right, man, we're gonna see this guy, and it's like it's Mark friend, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, but she asked me that, and I told you that, right?
yeah.
Um, but when she,
Well,
but
Chicago is not a friendly city, man. New York ain't a friendly city. It's not like you going places like in the South. Like when I
mm-hmm.
go places in the South, it's a lot more hospitable. It's not really hospitable here, and we are mean here. This is a very mean
Well, even when we was at the
city.
club, remember when we was at the club and I turned the camera on and I was in the club showing the videos and the guy looked
Hmm.
at me and he's like, "You a YouTuber, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
And he's
because
like, and I
he
turned
probably
to
had
you
a
and I'm
warrant or
like, "This
something.
guy asked me if I YouTuber," but the way he
Hmm.
says it is like it comes off as if like he doesn't say that I don't want to be on camera, but it's like, "All right, you're a YouTuber, so I let you slide." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably didn't know who you were. That dude, you might have had a warrant or anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So ain't no, so you can't just be recording and
I still got it on the video. I still got it up to this day because I record him asking me that question. You get what I'm saying?
that dude might be on the run or anything, man.
Right.
So
So I think when it comes on to Chicago, now another thing when it comes on to Chicago, especially when hanging out with you, I mean, you take us to some exclusive place, but it seems like y'all don't plan stuff. It's like it's better just get up and just go and just prepare while we go out. You get what I'm saying? Because even that night when we went out, you didn't tell me what time the car was coming. I mean, you guys move a little bit different. You didn't tell me what time. You just tell me, guys, I swear to God, Mark called me and tell me go downstairs. That's all he does. He said, yo, go downstairs, be downstairs in 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And next thing you know, a big black truck pull up. You see what I'm saying? The thing what I'm trying to say is like, it's like you guys, I don't know, man. It's like, is it just the way you guys move or
kind of, you just gotta just move. You gotta keep it moving. Sitting ducks get plucked. So you don't really you have it planned in your head. You just don't speak it too loud, and you just
right,
come outside. You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Or the truck will be downstairs. Like it's just different here. You
Mm-hmm.
order food from the fast food. You don't go to the fast food place, walk in and order your food, and then be hanging out in the lobby waiting for your food to get made because it could go up. You
Mm-hmm.
call your order in, you wait till it's ready, and then you go pick it up so you could be in and out because it could go down in there. Like it's different. You got to know how to move out here. You know what I'm saying? We don't
One
wait
of
in
the
lines at
thing,
no clubs
one of the
because
thing
man, the
that
line can get shot up. So we jump in the line, whatever it costs, and we gonna jump it because we not gonna be standing outside like no goofies. And then
yeah,
they get to shoot, and then you get caught in the crossfire for some shit that ain't had nothing to do with you.
one of the
So it's the
thing
same
that
way
me
I
and
move.
Terrence was talking about the Saturday when we leave was the way you Terrence said that you overprotected us, overprotected of us while we were in your city. You
Mhm.
watch her back the whole time. I remember
Because
you were primarily like her I want to say bodyguard, but you were mainly just Like, just, you get what I'm saying? It's like you gotta you in protected mood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, y'all was having a good time because y'all was here as, I guess, tourists. So, by y'all not being from here, y'all don't know how to stay
Mm-hmm.
on your square. Y'all was having a good time. Y'all wasn't really aware of y'all surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta always be aware of my surroundings. So it was just a situation where I allowed y'all to enjoy yourself because y'all was here visiting, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to pay attention to what was going on around us. So somebody has to pay attention. By me
Right.
not having none of my people with me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all were guests of mine, because even though you popped up, I came out, so I didn't have no people with me because it was
Mm-hmm.
last minute. So it was my due, I had to do my duty of making sure that I was straight, and then in return, make sure y'all was straight because y'all was lacking. You see what I'm saying? Y'all
Mm-hmm.
wasn't aware of y'all surroundings, and it could go down at any moment. So
Right.
I was just making sure everybody was straight.
Well, we weren't get when I went to the second club. That's when the guy asked me about the whole video thing. But when you took us to the first restaurant, which was the, I don't know, some
Yeah,
the first joint,
right.
um even at that joint, you position yourself in a way where you oversee everybody. Like, you were at a position where you seen me, Terrence, Chase, but you were always you. I mean, you were at the two exit entrance. Is that something that you guys like? You guys just randomly plan that, or is it just the way it just flows?
Somebody gotta always be facing the door. You can't never have your back to the door. So if you got your back to the door, then you need to make sure someone that you trust, is
Mm-hmm.
facing the door so they can see what's coming in and what's coming out at all times. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's messed up here like that. I was talking to me and my homies. We was talking not too long ago, and we was talking about like how we never been able like to just have a nice, enjoyable ride on a Sunday and just, listen to the music. Like here, you got to stay in your mirrors at all time. Like I've never been since I was a shorty, since
Mm-hmm.
I first started driving by myself. I've never been able to just have a comfortable drive and be at a red light and not, be in my mirrors. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way things are here. It just
Well,
is
I
what
can
it
tell you
is,
one
man.
thing, man. I took the wife and the kids, and Chicago didn't seem like a city like the way my first experience with I mean, with hanging out with
Where
you.
you was at, you was downtown, but Duck got killed right where y'all was at, right where you
Right.
was at
Yeah,
that
that's what
Tesla
you told
dealership.
me. Yeah.
Duck got killed on that same block,
Yeah, I didn't
on the
know that.
same block with Dior and Prada and all that
Uh-huh.
stuff. It can go down. It can go down anywhere. And they came from O Block. O
Right.
Block is like honestly, it's about a good
It's
and
on the other
traffic
side.
too.
Right.
It's right. So for them to get down there in 20 minutes, they was running lights, they was probably hopping shoulders, they was doing all type of crazy shit. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But that just I'm just saying that to say this, like that shit could go down anywhere. It don't matter. You could be in the richest shopping district in the city. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And he got murdered on Oak Street, which is the richest shopping block in the city. That's where all
Mm-hmm.
the high-end shops is right there on that block. From Dior to Hermes to
Yeah, I
Christian
was there.
Louboutin to
Well, man, I
Barney
want to
to
say publicly, man, I appreciate you for looking out for me while I was there, man. And Terrence, and we did have a good time, and Chase, we did have a good time. We still talk about it because you show us so much love, and we didn't have to ask for anything. I mean, we were kind of like, feel like, man, is this really happening? Like, we were kind of like, because even Terrence was like, man, for Mark to do what he does, he's a real dude. And Terrence, he's from that life. He's from the
uh,
street, and he's like, man, for this dude to do what he do and doesn't know me, and what I mean, it was just so much respect that we give you and just show you. And this is why it goes back to this old content creator slash, This is why I don't ever see you as a maybe because I know you, man. I don't know.
I
I
shouldn't
don't know,
feel like
Mark.
that to nobody. I shouldn't feel like that to shouldn't nobody feel like that. I just do my content for my audience. That's it. I
Yeah, but
don't feel
even
no type of
me,
way
I
about
never looked
nobody.
at you as a person
You're not
that.
you're not supposed to. Only a person who who got something wrong with them inside would do that. I don't listen. I got homies that got I got a homie that got two Rolls Royces.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel no type of way. Because if I want one, I just go get one. You know what I'm saying? I don't whatever, someone else has, you can aspire to have it too. All you gotta do is work for it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's information, only thing you gotta do is educate yourself.
Right.
That's it. That's it. So whatever you want, you can go out and get it.
But in this community though, in this community with content creator, go back to stealing content, right?
Mm.
I feel like because a lot of people are not knowledgeable, they come out here and they see you. They know you're the real deal. Rather than give you the credit. And there's some content creator that won't bring you on their platform because in their
Uh,
mind, hold on, in their mind, once you come on their platform, their subscriber count is gonna drop, which is stupid because if I got 100,000 subscribers and somebody see another content creator on my platform and they subscribe, it doesn't take away from my 100,000. It just let that person go and subscribe to a next channel. People do it all the time. But in their mind, they believe that they gotta protect showing the other content creator because they feel like they're gonna lose subscribers. What do you think people get that thinking from? Is that a crab in the barrel mentality or is it
no, that's a self-esteem issue.
mm-hmm.
It's a self-esteem issue. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go on nobody's platform. I'm at the point now. I don't want to go on nobody's stuff. I respectfully decline. If it's not you, then or maybe Axel, someone who
Mm-hmm.
I've been, what I'm saying. Other than that, for the most part, these bots. Listen, I'm not going on nobody's platform that got misinformation. So if I get a request and I vet you out and I see any misinformation, I'm not going on it.
Mm-hmm.
For one, because by me going on, it's like I'm validating you. You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it no way. It is
Right.
what it is. When nobody checking for me when I had zero subscribers. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
No,
Did nobody
I
reach
get it.
reach
I get it.
down? For me, I built my channel from zero. I didn't
Right, but
buy no
I
subscribers.
think the
I didn't buy
reason
no
why
likes.
nobody
I didn't buy
checking for
nothing.
you, Mark, I think the reason why they weren't checking for you is for the same reason why the information though. Cause
No, they ain't.
you came out the rap pulling out these informational stuff. And
Hey,
that again can be threatening to some people. I mean, think about it.
hey, man, information free. If you want to be a successful YouTuber, I done showed you what to do now. I done
Mm-hmm.
came in and showed people what to do. You in an educational space, so guess what? You need to educate people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but if you don't have the information, the knowledge, or the experience, how can you do it? You can't. It's not like entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can work on your craft, and if it's comedy, you can work to be funny. If you making skits or whatever the case may be, that may be a little bit easier. Education, you got to know what you're talking about because if you don't, there's gonna be somebody watching who does, and they're gonna call you out or expose you, or it's gonna be another content creator that says, "Man, this guy don't know what the hell he talking about," and they're gonna call you out and expose you. And once that happens, then that's a wrap. It's just
Right.
that this space it's been a bunch of those types of people, all throughout the pandemic, and all these guys' experience level was the same. They were all new, and their audience was new. So it's just misinformation being led by misinformation. The blind being guided by the blind.
A lot of
To
people
me,
want.
to me, that shit is crazy. To me, I don't even understand why people buy into it. I ain't no way on God's green
I
earth I'm
never
gonna
can
spend that
understand it.
type of money on someone who's showing you they just started. Why the hell would I go spend thousands of dollars on mentorship with someone who hasn't? The only thing they haven't lied about is their journey. They showing you their journey. Just bought my
Hmm.
first box truck. Just got on with them, and then you gonna spend seven, eight, nine, $10,000 with them. That shit is crazy to me. I don't know. I don't know why people gonna do that goofball shit, but
Hmm.
they do. So it is what it is. And then when they don't get no value out of it, then they get upset. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. One of the thing when I first came on, and I was talking about this last week. I think it was last week or this week. I was talking about when I first came on YouTube, right?
Mm,
A lot of the information I put in, that I was putting out and speaking of, was getting, I would get pushed back, and just people just not, listening to what I'm saying and talking to. And now it's all over. I get why people weren't really focused on what I was saying until it's too late.
right.
But with you,
Mm,
I think the same thing happened to you when you first started, because you came out and you were giving out these information, right?
right.
And a lot of people were seeing that as a threatening, base, because you weren't selling hope, or you weren't selling the norm that everybody was selling. Do you
Mm,
think that because people have reached a level where they're so conditioned to the information that been given out on YouTube, that even if it's misinformation, they just buy into it so much that they don't even believe, they don't want to hear what you have to say. They just
cool.
like, screw Mark.
Don't want to hear. Don't want to hear. No, people listen to me.
No, I'm saying the people that because they were told
Hmm.
you can get $5,000 today,
Hmm.
all they got to do is just run around the block 2 times,
Oh.
and you coming out the block, you come out the block, and you're like, you really got to go to a lot and come back to make that 5 grand. They're like, I was
Hmm.
told by 3 different YouTubers or content creators, run on the
Hmm.
block, and I make $7,000.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Like I saw YouTubers tell people, if you don't know how to drive a box truck, or if you don't know how to back up a box truck, just go into a Walmart parking lot. You see what I'm saying? And practice
Right.
over there. Well, what happened if you get a load going to New York City? What if you get a load going out to Chicago, into those narrow streets?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? There's a set of
Right.
cars on the left, there's a set of cars on the right. Do you go to the extreme left or to the extreme right? You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because if you go to the extreme right and you make a left turn, you're going to hit one of those cars. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So why
Yeah.
does Walmart parking lot got to do with you being a driver? You get what I'm saying?
And
It's
people
just
just gotta make
information
something.
that was given out, that I think that a lot of people, when they see you, they get, it's this Jesus Christ, this guys is, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I get it. I get it. It's messed up. I get it. But what you want me to do about it? What I told you a few weeks ago, man, they just got to catch up. Hey, listen, man, Mike was dominating for a long time in the 90s.
mm-hmm,
Wasn't nothing they could do about it. Wasn't nothing Carl Malone could do about it. Hakeem couldn't do nothing about it. Isaiah couldn't do nothing about it. Magic couldn't do nothing about it. Clyde Drexler couldn't do nothing about it. Dan Marley and Charles Barkley couldn't do nothing about it.
mm-hmm.
Sean Kemp couldn't do nothing about it. Mike just dominated. Why? He was just good. He was just good. I can't help it, bro. I just
You got
know the business.
18,900 subscribers, and you have grown your channel into, and I want to bring a channel up. You have grown your channel up. For all the new people watching our channel right now, you can go and subscribe to Mark the Mentor. This is his channel right here. I go up to the top so you can see the name Mark the Mentor. Um, you got 18,900 and something. You got 342 videos. Um, look at some of these titles. There's a lot of people that see you as a outright, you know, um, threat to the information that you were putting out.
You keep saying that, but I don't understand why. What threat to they what? They bottom line or
Well, the thing is, you talk
what?
about Amazon. You said building 3 mega warehouse. You get what I'm saying? Let's say you talk about a topic like that, but you don't just talk about building 3 mega house, big
Mhm,
mega warehouses. You go
mhm.
into why they're building it and what would it do to the economy and the reason why it was even built. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And once the use of the building completed, then you gonna move. You get what I'm saying? Like people see that as you get what I'm
Listen,
saying? Like
if they
like.
make that type of content, then they need to stay abreast of what's going on. I'm abreast to it because I'm on the earnings calls and I have to look after my investment.
Mhm.
I have money invested in that. I need to make sure Jeff Bezos ain't out here, you know, doing goofball shit. I gotta make sure that, he ain't out here having affairs. I need to make sure he's not out here, sleeping with minors and anything that can affect my investment. So I have to stay
Mhm.
privy to what's going on because if I need to move my investment and take it out before, I need to know what's going on. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's not my fault, then I'm abreast. I said when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, I don't go to Instagram. I'm not looking at the fat asses. I get to the fat asses probably around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. The
Right.
first thing that I look at is whatever news is breaking or has broken while I was asleep. What's
Mhm.
coming up? You know what I'm saying? Because I have money invested.
You
You
said
know,
something to
so
me the other day that and we're not gonna go into detail, but I'm gonna just drop a little line that you said. You said making certain money doesn't close off at 8 o'clock; it runs 24 hours, and that kind of like stood out to me. And you said making those type of money, it's not like it's not a 9 to 5, or they don't close at 8, they open 24 hours, so you can
mhm,
wake up the next morning and your whole entire life changed because you made
mhm,
the wrong decision, right?
mhm.
Do you think that a lot of content creator are not, because of the business that you have a you know because you understand more a whole vast of different aspect of business, do you think because they lack those type of experience is why you might think people like see you as a person that, man, I don't really take kind to this guy because if I go on his channel I'm gonna look stupid? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't blame them.
Because what you said to me is true. I mean, real money doesn't close off at 8 o'clock.
No.
Marcus, Marcus, something else, man. Mark said if you want to rate real money, the bank open 24 hours.
24 hours. If you ain't
But
making money when you sleep, then shit, you
right, right,
supposed to be making money 24 hours a day.
right.
Money don't sleep.
Now, a lot of people, let's get back to the stealing of your content. A lot of people are stealing your thumbnail, they're stealing your information, they're stealing your whole platform of information. The problem is they're packaging it, they're repackaging your information,
Hmm.
but there's just so many things wrong with the information that they're giving out. And
Mm.
you're saying that is because one, they don't have the experience, so when they talk about it, they sound stupid. I
Uh-huh.
mean, we got content creator who are coming and talking about stuff that I do, such as partial, and they
Mm.
got Three, four phones in their hand. Yeah, guys. Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay, it was $800 and yeah. Okay, $600 from Chicago and $400 from and you get what I'm saying?
My, but, but see, so with me knowing, being educated, right,
Mm-hmm.
and having the experience, the way I educate you guys goes back to my OG.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's an educator. So I just asked her, how should I present content? You know what I'm saying? How should I educate people? And the way I do it is because of her. She told me what I needed to do. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I have the information. It was just how should I present it? And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
went to her. How do you teach people information? And she told me
Right.
what to do. So I use my resources.
Right.
It was just a phone call.
A lot of
So
people.
I just think that in this space, because
Uh-huh.
it's educational, I have all the tools to be a successful
You
creator
keep
on
saying
YouTube.
you keep
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
educational, but
But because that's where it all
I,
stems from, Kurt. That's where it all stems
but
from.
see, a lot of people are who are in it for the money doesn't see it as
But I'm
educational.
not making no money.
No, I know that, but if somebody comes on, Mark, if somebody comes on
Hmm.
and you know this, and and shout out to Intro Mike. He said this one time in a live that me and him do way back. He said that a lot of content creator created channel for the sole purpose of making money off the content, not really to give the
and, and
information.
and they're not smart there either. And this is
Right.
where I beat them at that too, because the companies that these guys talk about pay me. They consult with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. That's not
No, oh,
something I've
I
never
know.
told people on the channel. I mentioned it last night recently. These guys can't do that. These companies laugh at these other guys. I was in a Teams meeting with a big company the other day, and they would, dude, the way they was talking about some of these other content creators, dude, they laugh at these guys.
Mm-hmm. So growing the channel to a crazy amount of subscriber really doesn't matter at this point if you don't give valuable information. Might as well you just close the channel down. Basically.
No, I think this niche is changing, at least on YouTube. I think now on YouTube it's changing to you have to present valuable information. I think me and you are pushing it in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm in the algorithm and YouTube is supporting me, which they are, that does make it hard for other content creators in this space that don't have the experience or the education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, to present content. They may want to focus more on journey based, content in this space, because if they don't have the experience, then
Just do vlogging.
just do vlogging, because what we're doing is we're telling people, look, stop investing in people that don't have the experience. You're gonna lose every time.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose every time, and this is why you guys keep complaining. And not all the time do people get scammed. They just feel like the amount of money that they pay, they feel like the information was general, which more than likely it is. It's just information that they pull off of Google. You know what I'm saying? It's
I'm
information
gonna
they pull off of Google.
stick right there because I've got people who who book my who purchase consultation and all that stuff, and they actually give me pushback in the past. They're like, man, with all the information you charge too cheap. Um, I think you need to up your price, and I would just tell those people like, I'm not in it for the money. I think when you in it for the money, it's a different you have a different view and a different mindset. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
I think that's it goes back to what I was saying with me and you. I think when because I'm not on YouTube looking for a check, I'm not worried about other people growing. Does that make sense? So I can collaborate with anybody and don't be threatened by them. But there's other content creator that they'll have a meltdown because they see you have 3 subscribers a day, 5 subscribers a day. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
Those stuff doesn't bother me because the real money that I'm targeting,
mhm,
it's not from YouTube. You see what I'm saying? And I think when it comes on to me and you doing, content to grid together, I think is a lot of I think a lot of people more when they watch us. Another thing I want to say is you not only with making content together, but I think a lot of the pushback that you're getting is also the ideas that you're coming up with. You got a wise man podcast, then you got a testimonial, then you have the rolling commerce, then you get what I'm saying. And so these ideas that you're coming up with, it's hard for people to keep up, but shows after shows after shows and ideas after ideas after ideas are raking in numbers. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
um I don't think nobody's gonna be able to do it like you who are in the space with the content creating platform, because we already saw when some people try to go live,
mhm.
they did go live, but the live end up have to go private because there's this shadow over their just their image.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, I
see what
mean
I'm saying?
it's unfortunate, but when you when you've been getting by for so long, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, the wool gonna come from over people's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of people just been getting by for a long time. So it just is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm just good at it, but I don't, and I'm not saying that to be cocky, but I have listen. I'm not a
I'm
stupid
good at
person.
trucking.
You see what I'm
I'ma
saying?
say it first. I'm good at trucking. You get what I'm saying, Mark? You get a box truck and come out here, I will beat you up. I will dust you up with my semi. You see what I'm saying? You're good at content. I'm good at trucking. I'm gonna stay in my
No,
trucking lane.
I'm good at trucking too.
Nah, but like if you try to do partial the way I
I
do
don't.
it,
Yeah, no, I
we
wouldn't
might
do
we
that.
might have a
But
we
see,
might have
no,
a
but see,
competition
here's the
going on.
thing. I've never did partial.
Right.
So I wouldn't even create a channel or try to tell nobody. Do I understand the concept of it? Yes. Do I know how to do it? Yes. Would I
Mm-hmm.
take the time to try to explain it to somebody in depth as like I'm a specialist on it? No.
Right.
Why? Because I don't have an extensive amount of experience doing it. I know
Right.
what it is and I know how to do it. And I understand the concept of it, and I would probably be pretty successful at it if I sought out to actually do the physical work of doing partials, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have uh, an extensive amount of experience doing it, so I wouldn't sit up here and try to teach that. That's why you don't hear me talking about hot shots. That's why you don't hear me talking about none of this other shit. I got into it with somebody because they
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to explain them hot shots. I'm like, I don't do hot shots. Well,
Right.
you suppose, dude, I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I talk about stuff that I've done that I know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I stay in my lane.
Right.
Now I may have a broader view on different lanes of trucking uh, than the average person because I understand the full dynamic of the industry from
Right.
a economical standpoint, right? Which affects all the lanes, right? So when I talk about, there's not going to be a peak season or, and then I explain to people why. And then when people say, oh, well, peak season starting in November, I'm like, no, peak season starts in July. And then I break it down why. And I
Mm-hmm.
explain the modes of transportation and things like that. And then I say, you know what? Next year is going to be pretty bad. And then I explain to you why next year is going to be bad. And then I talk about GDP and then we talk about inflation. And, I understand the whole aspect of logistics, which covers all the lanes. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, even though I move in final mile, right, and warehousing are my claim to fames, by me understanding um, economics, right? Supply and demand, supply chain, uh, consumer behavior, just behavior patterns, right, of consumers, and
Mm-hmm.
plus me staying abreast on what's going on and staying up to date, you know, I can pretty much cover every single lane because, for instance, the whole middle mile. I've been telling people since last year it was going to be rough for y'all this year. It's been rough for them this year. If you go back and watch my content from last year, I told you last year around this time that this year was going to be rough. And I explained to you why. And everything that I said last year,
Uh-huh.
everything has come into fruition.
Let me ask you a question. I got two questions for you. One of them I'm gonna let you answer your two, but I'm gonna answer only one on mine because one of them I'm gonna ask you has nothing to do with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would it take for so this is a two-part question. What would it take for a person with a cargo van in today's market with the bare minimum that they have to be successful in their cargo van, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same question with a box truck. What would it take for a person to be successful? What's your advice to a person who has a cargo van
Mm-hmm.
and they got the bare minimum, but they do got the van to be
Mm-hmm.
successful, and
They need,
likewise a box truck.
for the cargo van, they need to get a dedicated route,
Mm-hmm.
and then they need to work those apps the rest of the day. They need to do that 6 to 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they need to do that 6 to 7 days a week. A box truck,
Mm-hmm.
depend on the lane. If they running middle mile, they need to stay on the road. Stay on the road at least a couple months. I would say 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 60 days. Final mile, just get a contract and work. Try to find you a 6 day contract. Just hump. Be careful, hump. Make sure you're careful and mindful of every house you're going into. Mindful of the merchandise and mindful of the property. And just
Mm-hmm.
hump and just work and thug it out. You're gonna have to thug it out. It's gonna be tiresome, grueling, painful, labor intensive work. But if you wanna see success, then you're gonna have to do it. I mean, and I'm saying that because I've done it. I'm not saying it because I know that's just what you need to do. I'm saying it because I know that's what you need to do and I've done it. And basically it. I just think a lot of people, other than people not, coming into the space the correct way,
Mm-hmm.
they just don't want to work. Like you're not going to see the success without putting in the work. And when I say 6 to 7 days a week, I mean 6 to 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean 6 to 7 days. Why? Because I did it. I did it
Mm-hmm.
early on. You know what I'm saying? I did it. So,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't no days off. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Who was I to take a day off? Why am I special? Why do I deserve a day off? I don't deserve a day off. I don't deserve a day off. Why? I'm working every single day. Even on every day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
every day, every day. Business don't close. Every day I'm running. So, you need to work every day because if you plan on scaling up, shoot, you still want your trucks to run 7 days a week. You ain't gonna be on the truck. But in order to get to that point, you need to work 7 days a week.
Right.
Especially if you're in a cargo van. If you're in a cargo van, you need to be working 6 to 7 days a week. No
Mm-hmm.
cap. And you need to be pulling in somewhere on the very, very low end 300. I really want to say five. Me, if I'm in a cargo van, I'm not coming home until I at least made five.
Right.
But me, I know how I am. If I was getting out there, I'll probably come home with 750 minimum a day, and that
Jay
ain't
got
no
a
cap.
Jay got a question for you. It's on the screen. He said, "So if I'm running middle mile in a sprinter van, do I need to stay out 60 days? Stay out,
If
stay,
you if
stay.
you can, the dude who was on the channel the other day, he said he was out what 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you signed up for. It was a guy on the channel who run all expedited OT on a cargo van. He said he out 3 to 4 months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's what you bought into. You knew what you was getting into before you got into it. It's OTR, over the road. That's another issue with these OTR guys. They want to come home every weekend. They get homesick. They missing their woman. They worry about her cheating. She's cheating on you. I'm gonna tell you that. You ain't gotta wonder. She's cheating. You know what I'm saying? But that's a decision you made. So is you gonna worry about
Oh,
what
man.
she's doing, or you gonna get to this bag? Because if that's what you're gonna worry about, then you shouldn't come out here and be an OTR driver. Go do something local. You know what I'm saying? Go get a job so that you can, be up under her every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that's what OTR is. It's over the road.
Go
In order to maximize your success, you need to be over the road.
go back to the contract, right? I've told
Mhm.
guys all the time that if they want to get a contract, because this is when in my early days, this is how I stumble across Select Express, right? I
Mm.
would look at I would do a radius search of the logistic company in my area, right?
Mm.
I was living in Fairview, New Jersey, which is not too far from Secaucus. And if you know New Jersey, Secaucus wasn't too far from Fairview.
That's what Select is based out of,
Right,
Secaucus.
Secaucus. And so when I did that search, Secaucus came up, right? And so I rode around in my cargo van back then, and I would go in and I would just try to get work. Do you think that the guys nowadays doesn't want to put that, they don't have that work ethic in to go in and meet and greet and talk to a manager and kind of explain, you get what I'm saying? Because back then we would have like, yeah, sure, come on in. This is Mike. He's gonna. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
what do you think causes that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, do you think people fear of going in, or why do you think people, are people just lazy, or
I
are
think it
people
was a
just
different
relying on
time
the
period. I
internet?
think it was a different time period back then. I think the internet has made it easier. I don't even think the companies want you to come in no more. I just think people are lazy altogether. They want the
Mm-hmm.
money and the success, but they don't want to put the work in. They don't want to put the work in because they may have peers that are, you know, you know, more better off than them, and they want to catch up to them or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but I've seen over the years that people's work ethic has declined. During my come up back in the day, if you didn't work hard, then you wasn't gonna shine. The people who was shining was the people that was working hard, whether you was doing something legal or illegal. You was working hard. People make a lot of money now easier ways, right? And then the people who are in labor intensive blue collar industries, they don't understand that you're in a labor intensive blue collar industry. That means you have to work.
Mm-hmm.
That means you got to work. You got to work 6 to 7 days. The cost of living is high. I told people the other day, all week, listen, these rates are the same from when
Mm-hmm.
I first started over
True.
10 years ago. The rates are the
Right.
same from then.
True.
So if the rates are the same and everything else has gone up around, that means you got to work harder. You're making the same amount of money
Mm-hmm.
per route that I was making over 10 years ago. But the difference is I was paying people $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Gas wasn't $5 a gallon. Insurance wasn't 15, $1,800 per truck.
Right.
Taxes wasn't as high. The cost of living wasn't as high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the interest rates were a lot lower. I didn't have to deal with death.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So not only have everything, you know, inflation has caused everything to rise, the rates are still the same.
Rates is still the same.
So so the reason why I was able to make a lot of money back then because I'm making the same amount of money that people are making in today's time, except my expenses was a lot lower. So I was making an egregious amount of money with very minimal expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I was able to grow as fast as I was. And that's why I always say I would not be able to do in today's time what I was able to do back then.
Right.
It's impossible. Not just because of, you know, the cost, employees too. I wouldn't be able to source the talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bunch of variables, you know, things change. So, you know, you gotta so I say all that to say this. You gotta work 10 times as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta work 10 times as hard. So and that's the thing. People don't even want to work hard, but they don't realize they gotta work harder than hard,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because that $600 that you know that they making ain't the same $600 I was making back in the day.
Right.
You know, as time goes on,
Shrink.
yeah, the inflate and you add inflation, that dollar ain't is not the same.
I started with a cargo van years ago, and for guys who coming out here with a box truck now, I would. This is my advice I would give them. Right.
Mhm.
Um. There's a lot of challenges, with the new authority. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Um. I just feel like a lot of people need to probably just start some small and work their way up. Maybe find you a local route. And get your MC mature. But if you don't want to do that, just make sure that if you come out here, you run under someone that is mature, that can get your truck moving. You get what I'm saying? But I think when it comes on to a lot of guys coming out here, I think the money part, I don't want to say it's a distraction because people do come in business to make money, but I think people get blindsided by the figures that been promoted on the internet. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and that's the thing, you know,
And
and
so this there's a impatient mark. There's an impatient with waiting to get to the to where you at and where I'm at versus you get what I'm saying? Like why wait when we can da 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 do this and get there. You get what I'm saying?
hey man, all these guys that like Amazon, see, this is what I'm saying. These guys like Amazon, and they don't even know what Jeff Bezos' famous quote is. And see,
Mhm.
this is why I can make more money off of Amazon than these guys that run Relay.
But even Amazon
Now,
mark,
hold on, let
look
me
at
let me say this
yeah.
because I'm going to hit the point. This is Jeff Bezos, one of his famous quotes.
Mhm.
All big things start small.
Right. Mhm.
This is they got. They run Amazon Relay. How does I
Mhm.
know more about Amazon than the people that is in there every single day?
Mhm.
This is one of his famous. He has a few, but this is one of his main ones. All big things start small.
Right.
Everybody want to start big. I've
Yeah,
given people the
I see
blueprint
that a
over and
lot on
over
the
here. I tell
internet.
them I started in a pickup truck.
Hmm.
They want to start in a 26-foot box truck. Go ahead, be my guest. You know,
But my mark, you can't blame them because they want to start because that's the trend.
you can blame them.
That's what's being
Let
promoted.
me say, I'd rather take. Listen.
This is what you forgot. People
I,
were
I,
refinancing their house to buy a box truck, Mark.
that's their problem.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what's being promoted. So if it's being
That's,
promoted and it's a
hey
trend,
man,
people
listen,
is gonna
listen.
do whatever they're gonna do to get into it.
Nah, nah, that's their problem. Ain't nowhere in God's green earth. I'm refinancing my house to start a box truck business. So I'm going to give up an appreciating asset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leverage an appreciating asset for a risk.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna leverage an appreciating asset to take a risk.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it. They do it all
No,
day.
no, no, I'm straight. So I mean, those people
Yeah,
they
but it's
just
no different from somebody going to. I mean, I get calls where people go into their kids' college fund to
hey
take out
retarded,
money
stupid.
and then
That's that's beyond
find out
stupid. You know
few.
what that is?
Uh
That's
huh.
selfish. That's selfish. So you've been saving money for your kid to go to college, and some retard sold you a dream on the internet. So the money that you've been putting away for little man to go to Florida A&M or
Mm-hmm.
Grambling or whatever, all right, you going to dip into his money that you've been putting away
Mm-hmm.
to start a box truck business for some retard on the internet told you so, and
No,
now you done lost it.
we were told that if we take 30 out, we can make
Who
X
told you
amount
that?
of. That's
See,
what
that's
we
the
were
thing.
told.
That
That's
means you was a follower. That means you can never be a leader anyway.
because if
See,
I
that's the
take
thing.
because
No,
the
Kurt,
way
no, you
I'm
missing the
viewing
point.
it
No,
is if
you
I take
missing the
out
point.
$30,000 in
Hmm.
6 months, I can
Yeah,
make 100,000, put the 30 back, and
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, yeah. That means you're a follower. So that means
Right,
you destined to fail anyway. How could you be a good business owner when you following? You're not a leader, and you
right.
following the wrong person. You follow them right off a cliff.
But I don't know because now I lose my 30 grand and I'm back at square one. You get,
Hey, it's
you get what
messed
I'm
up.
saying?
I hear you, but that's on them. I wouldn't do it. I'm not taking that shit. Don't even make sense. So a lot of people that fell for that okey doke, that's on them. I don't feel bad for them neither.
Mm-hmm.
You taking money for a kid's college to start a box truck business. Now the kid can't go to college. Now man can't go to Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Man gonna have to go to community college and take out a student loan. Now,
Right,
man gonna have student loans following him for the rest of his life. Because Biden said you gotta pay. I told you that you wouldn't have to pay, but I changed my mind. Y'all gotta pay now. So man gonna have to take out a student loan for community college,
right.
right? And because mama done listen to Man Kiwi and took the money out and went out and bought a 26-foot box truck because she thought she was going to put a driver in it and put him over the road, and it never came into fruition.
He said, "Bad man." Hey Jay, this is my cargo van back in the days. Jay asked me what did I did with my cargo van. I sold my cargo vans and I get a 26 footer. But this is one of my cargo van. This is a Ford Transit 250. Um and this was back in the days. This was when I was running the cargo van. You get what I'm saying? Um so yeah, I this is I get it from Valley Ford, and this is in Ohio. This is my white, my white truck right here. Um, I absolutely love this truck, and it's funny, Mark, because when you were talking about your mom blessing your truck, when I went to pick up this truck, my mom came with me, and she came with olive oil, and
Hmm.
she prayed over it, and we just grew from there, man. So mom blessing is really something that a lot of guys need to take advantage of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta have your mom come bless the truck. If you ain't got a praying mom, then you need to go find grandma. Somebody in your
Grandma,
family that's in church every day. They got that every Sunday. They got some holy oil.
uh huh,
So
grandma,
bless it.
anti whatever.
Yeah, my mom
Um
had the pastor come up to my warehouse and everything. The pastor came up, he
uh-huh.
blessed the place. Yeah, man. Yeah, so
Right. Yeah. I think when it comes on to a lot of people, we just, we just need to be very proactive, man, and just take your time and do your research and know what you're getting into. And nowadays there's this war for information. I think there's this war for information, but when people get it, they don't present it because they're not living that life. They never been there.
well,
um
hey,
I remember when I started with the box truck with my buddy Greg. um he we used to work for Bob's Furniture,
uh
and we would get in like 5:30 in the morning and leave like 8 9 o'clock at night. And
yeah,
it would cause a big issue because, man, it was just so much hours that I feel
uh
like, man, we don't need to be doing these hours. But it eventually it paid off. You get what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I mean, it's tough work. I never said it was gonna be easy. I've always said it's very taxing
Mm-hmm.
work. But if you put your head down, like I say, for a good 10 years or so,
Mm-hmm.
you do what you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah.
You appropriate your money and you invest it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
10 strong years, you should be set.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna have to work. It's gonna be 10 years. I think it's the fact that we're in an information age now where you got live streamed and you got people like me that have done it, that have the blueprint and can tell you. See, me, we didn't have that. Wasn't no live stream. It wasn't no people like that back in the day. You just kind of started it and you just you know, you built it and you educated yourself and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking like, okay, if I was getting started back in the day and let's say live streaming existed, you can go on YouTube or let's say Instagram and stuff like that. And I found this creator that I'm a good judge of character. I could tell that this person knows exactly what he's talking about. He's authentic and I could tell he's honest. And they were telling me in 2010, man, if you work really, really hard for 10 years, you'll be set. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would kind of mess with me because it would be in my head 10 years instead of just going and just, as far as, me creating and setting an exit strategy and just working towards it, someone telling you, I think it may be, it may, kind of I don't want to say mess with people's heads, but they may be thinking like, man, 10 years is a long time. But I'm just being honest with you. 10 years goes by really, really fast.
Right.
Really, really fast. Like, man, we already, the pandemic, in some situations, it seemed like it was just yesterday. But then when you think about it, it was started 3 years ago.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That time period, it came and went. It's almost like it was a blur because it went so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, time the older you get, the faster time goes. And once you working, it just really goes fast. So you got to do the work. So it is what it is. People just don't want to do the work. I've you know I don't know what to tell people anymore at this point. I done pretty much told them everything. I done gave them everything I feel like you need to get started so that you can start your journey uh successfully. Is just the people that's going to take the information, they're going to take it. The people who ain't, they're going to continue to, do what they've been doing, not, not
Yeah.
manage their books, not work hard. They're going to put women before they put the money. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? They're going to chase butt instead of chasing bread. You know what I'm saying?
I think when it comes on to women, I think that I think that, well, I don't know. I'm just saying, everybody got to drive that different. Um, but I know that once you start to make certain money, like you start to get attracted to just making a certain amount of money, and it kind of like just keep you focused on certain things and growing the business. Once you start to understand the business, I mean, once you take it serious, I think a lot of people who get caught up into the woman and a lot of different things and cars, and they're not taking their business serious. I think with me and you, because we were looking long term, and we knew that this is not just a business, it's a passion, and it's something that we see ourselves doing where we want to complete it and then retire from it. I think we were
Mm,
taking it serious. I think a lot of people don't see it as something that retired. They just jump on it because it's the in thing. You
mm,
get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. If that's how they look at it as a hustle, because it's the end
Yeah, a
thing,
hustler
then,
game,
then, then,
get the
then that's
bag. You
then
get what
that's
I'm
what they're gonna
saying?
get out of, and then that's what they're gonna get out of it. That's
Right,
exactly what they're gonna get out of it. So, you know, you get out of it what you put into it, and if that's how you looking at it, that's exactly what you're gonna get out of it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I came in. Once I came in as a hustle because I was hustling out of my pickup truck. There's no way it could be a business in my pickup truck. But once I
Hmm.
got in there with the pickup truck and I was seeing what I was making
That's
and I
what I'm
saw the
saying,
earning
Mark.
potential,
It changed
then
your mind.
that light bulb popped in my head, and I'm like, well, let me go rent a truck, and
Uh huh.
then from there, buy a truck, and then I'm like, man, let me just go ahead and get license. I'm running 3 trucks under the radar.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and get licensed and
Make
you
it
know what I'm
straight.
saying, do this the right way. And I looked at it like a business, you know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
just continued to grow. Next thing you know, I got a warehouse. Next thing I know, I got freight coming to my warehouse. I no longer have to go send a truck to different 3PLs. The freight
Right.
coming to me. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So you get out of it what you put into it. So a lot of people looking at it as a hustle.
Yeah.
They looking at it as a hustle, and that's what it's always gonna ever be.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think a lot of content creators are not creative in the space?
Uh, honestly, um, I don't want to say they not bright. I mean, they just lack ideas.
Hmm.
Lack ideas. I don't have to steal people's content. You know what I'm saying? I got my own ideas. Obviously, I got my own ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I've innovated as far as content is concerned. I feel like I've innovated the space.
Hmm.
I was the first person to do a podcast. I was the first person to create
Let's talk
theme-based
about the first
shows.
let's talk about that podcast, because I think that podcast might have run some people the wrong, well, maybe because you came up with the idea, right? And people saw it came out. It was a season 1. No, we in season 2, and it's a success. And I think that when people see you do these things, they think back to themselves like,
Why didn't I
damn,
do it?
right, 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 right.
Hey.
Um, but not only you do the podcast, you do your own show. Um,
Mhm.
and the reason why the podcast is so successful is because we can open up and talk about anything.
Mhm.
We do a I think the conversation that people avoid having, we have them. You get what I'm saying? No, we don't plan these. We don't plan. You know, certain things that we put on the podcast. Of course, we put a show together, but there's sometimes people might have a concern in the chat, and we just address it. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
the point that I'm trying to make is you create a podcast, but not only you just create a podcast, but you can maneuver your way through it. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If a guy comes in and be like, "Well, Mark, why you retire?" You get what I'm saying? Well, I
I
retire
hate when
because I
people ask me that question too. It seems like people. Why do people get mad at that? Why do people don't like that?
why you retire, man?
What, I'm supposed to work for the rest of my life?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's okay.
You need to go buy 10 box truck tomorrow and start running
Yeah,
Amazon, man. You get what I'm
okay.
saying? And come on your podcast and give us the horrible story about your daily trip. You know
Man,
that's
yeah.
how it is, man.
Shit. Man, why you retired? You could have did this and you could have did that. No, I couldn't have. No, I
you,
couldn't
you know?
have. Shit.
But people get upset for all of those stuff.
Hey, that's their fault.
But you're
Hey,
retired
man.
because you're retired.
Hey, man.
You're retired because you have a vision.
Life is about choices. Life is about choices and decisions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everything is a choice and a decision. I made the right choices and I made the right decisions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So, the
Yeah.
guy said, "Man, you retired because you failed." I failed in year 13. How you fail in year 13?
You fail after the pandemic, Mark?
Right, I failed after the pandemic. Dude, get the hell out of here, dude.
Oh man.
Dude, my shit been paid for over 10 years.
Right.
So how the hell I don't got no expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, on the live stream a few weeks ago, I showed my thumbtack invoices from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Around this time last year. I'm spending 100 $150 a day on leads.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm spending that type of money, I must not be doing too bad. Right?
Um
So people just say
where you
people
were
just
spending
say
where you spending on 150 and what?
like $100 to $150 a day.
And what?
Leads.
Weed? Oh,
Leads,
leads.
leads,
Leads,
leads.
leads. Okay, to get new work.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, if I'm spending this type of money around this time last year,
Mm-hmm.
I said it last year. I said, man, by the end of this year, I'm done.
Right.
I said it in my one of my videos, a few of my live streams from last year.
Yeah, I think it's not the norm for a 43-year-old black man to be retired, make a lot of money and retired at the age of 43. No kids, no. Because you gotta remember, people who give you those pushback or people who probably have bad choices in life, got kids,
Hey,
got a wife, got a whole bunch of bills. You get what I'm
hey,
saying? And they're like, "Well,
hey,
you on the internet, you claim to be successful. Why do you stop work? I'm over here struggling." You get what
that's
I'm
your
saying?
fault. That's your fault. See, that's what I'm
But
saying.
but
But
here's
just
the
like
thing.
this,
Here
good.
and here's the thing, Mark. This is another thing why I don't know why people compare themselves with you because a lot of the stuff that really apply to a lot of content creators, you don't got it. You're not married.
Like what? Oh,
You're not married, right? You don't have no kids,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
So when a content creator see you
Hmm.
and they're like, "Well, your content is put out in such a vast majority," one of the reasons
They
why
think they
you can
they think
successfully
I'm
do
just trying
that,
to be a content creator. That's
right?
what it is. And they
But you
think you
got
make a
time.
shit
You
ton of
got
money.
time.
Yeah, I got time, but I also outsource it. I've said it. Like
Uh huh.
the thumbnails, the editing, I don't do that stuff. The only thing I do is hit go and talk at the end of
Hmm.
the day, at the end of the night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I haven't put out a video in weeks. I
Man,
haven't
that's
put out a
crazy.
video in weeks. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm producing a mass majority of videos. I haven't put a video out in weeks.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
channel's still moving. You see what I'm saying? It's still moving. Why? Because I built a catalog of content up, and all those old videos are still doing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are entering into the space, they looking at those old videos,
Right.
and then they catching up to the newer videos. Depending on what level of education they looking for. But that was
Yeah.
the plan all the time. That's why last year I was pushing so much out. You know what I'm saying? I was pushing a lot
Right.
out. So I don't, I I don't know. I can't, you can't get mad at me because I did what I was supposed to do in life.
Right.
Some
J-
people out here that's older than me that's just getting started.
right. Jay asked me what would I do. So if I were supposed to let me say this, if I were supposed to buy a cargo van,
Mhm.
like if I were supposed to start over back with a cargo van, um, I don't know. I love the Eco Boots, the Ford Eco Boots, the dually, or I would get a Sprinter dually, right? I roof, maybe preferably extended, right? Because I love the space.
Mhm.
I rather have the space and don't use it than don't have it. Don't have the space that is required. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I would buy a nice size van, and I think I would use those app. I would be everywhere, just running. Whether it's local or OTR, I would be just running. You get what I'm saying? One, because the regulation on those truck is a little bit stricter. I mean, not stricter. It's less
Yeah,
stricter,
that's strict. Yeah.
and I would just be out here, and running. I know one of the thing with it and a lot of people don't know this. The cargo van actually in the city of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, um, Chicago, they actually call those van. They don't call it cargo van. They actually call it city vans. You get what I'm saying? And one of the thing with those cargo vans that you can move around very easily. You get what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
remember when I used to go in New York and I have to drop three mails every morning to these major attorney office in Manhattan, and I would have to leave New York, New Jersey by 6:30. I'll be in New York by 7:45. Drop them all. You get what I'm saying? Like it's so easy. I don't think people really understand how easy it is to move around with those vans. They're really quick to move around with. You really can make a lot of money. Even when I was
Yeah.
doing the medical supply delivery at the pharmacy, I
Mhm.
used to start at 6 o'clock mark, and by 11:30 I'm done. Cause they're so you know what I mean. It's like the last stop that I'm at, I already get the 3 4 pallets that for the next stop already, and I put it right here. Yeah, sometimes it be all over the place, but
Mhm.
you get what I'm saying. Like it's so easy to make those kind of money in those cargo vans. So I think
Mhm.
if a lot of people really spend time to really like, and let me say this, Mark, and you gonna agree with me. A lot of
Right.
people need to know their vehicle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you need to know your capacity. You need to know um what you can do with your van or your truck, or you get what I'm saying? The limit you can push with it, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people need to take the time to know, like, really know your truck. Like, if somebody call you, yeah, I can fit it. Um, I used to have couriers. Sometimes you guys have these app. In the new age, everybody got an app, but you can still sign up with a courier company.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
if this guy got a mail, you just run the mail down in downtown Chicago, drop the mail. That's $120 there. They get whatever they get. You get $83, $90. Then you jump on the app from that location. You go pick up another Go Share, whatever you see. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And in next thing you know, by the end of the day, you up a couple $100 per day, and you just. But the point that I'm trying to say is once you do that one day and that energy get in you, it just keep going.
You gotta
You know what I
want it.
mean?
You gotta want it.
You
You
gotta
know.
want it. So, but I love it, man. And I don't know. That's why I was trying to explain to you that like the other day, like I'm a slim dude, Bart, but when I come out here, bro, like there's this fire that turn on. Like there's this energy. Like I feel like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm not lazy, I'm not tired, like I'm ready to go. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I used to be like that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, man, starting the moves, man, I would be, when I go home and finally get in the bed, them muscles will lock up, man. I'd be so stiff in the morning and
Yeah.
I have to jump out of bed because I got to be at that first move. But, by the 15 minutes into that first move, the muscles warmed up, I'm numb. It's
Uh-huh.
go time and I'm knocking out three, sometimes four of them a day. So once you get a taste of that money,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when you ain't never had it like that before,
Oh man.
that those large lump sums of money,
Oh
that
man,
that's
bro.
all
I'm
the
telling you.
encouragement that you need to get up and fight through whatever it is you gotta
Yeah.
fight through to get to whatever it is you trying to get to. So it is what it is, but you got to put that work in. I mean, I don't know how many more times I got to say it. I don't really see other people saying it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I really don't see other people saying it, but that's what it
People
is.
talk
That's what it
about
takes.
making the money, but they don't talk about the work to put in to make the money.
Yeah, you got to put the work in, and
They
then
tell everybody you make 40, $50,000 a month, but they're not telling them that you gotta run like a
it's
beast to make
easy
it.
to say that shit. Anybody can say, "Oh, I make 40, 50,000 a month." Yeah,
Right.
it's easy. It's easy to say that, but in order to make that type of money, you got to work. So,
You gotta work.
it's possible to make. I've the most I've made in a month, I was averaging about 90 grand a month gross.
Hmm.
So, but that was a lot of trucks. That was a lot of people. That was 7 days a week. It was a
Hmm.
lot of stress. Just a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if you want to make that type of money, $90,000 months, you got to work. So it is what it is. So me,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that type of work no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I did it
Yeah.
already. So
It's a different era, and we live in a different time,
yeah,
and you can
hey,
tell by even though old content, a lot of people don't want to sit down and really, well, they can't talk about certain content because they don't have the experience, so it's easy to steal content. Whether
it's
it's
easy to steal it, but they sound crazy
mm-hmm.
doing it. Like
Right.
the 10 grand still up. I ain't took it down yet.
Right. But
I ain't took the 10 grand down yet.
but
Still up.
people, the consumer gotta know what they want. They gotta know what they want, and like Jeff Bezos would say, they leave an empty chair for the customer. That void is for the customer, so you gotta know what you want, and you gotta be uh you have to have
That's
standard.
but see, that's what makes me a smarter businessman. Even when it comes to content creation, I look
Uh-huh.
at content creation as a business,
Mm-hmm.
right? So even though I haven't publicly, given my plan, my course of action on how to monetize it, I haven't done it. I looked at it. Okay, like how can I get the most out of creating content, right? Well, I know that from what I see early on is there's a bunch of misinformation. I also see that
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to everybody else, I got the most experience, right? So how do I capitalize on that? Well, you know what? I don't want to deal with the consumer, right? Because if I charge for a mentorship, it's going to be an egregious amount of money, and that's going to put myself in a position where they're going to have to be I'm going to have to be accessible to them 24 hours a day because that's what they're paying for, and I don't want to do that.
But some
How do I?
content creator would say will push back and say, "Nah, that's not true.
Well,
Um,
well,
they got a
well,
cutoff time. I stop at 5 o'clock. You know, what do you have
well,
to say about those people?"
I feel like they paying for your time. They paying to get all your information, your contacts, and ultimately you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, and if a person spending that type of money, then you have to be accessible. I don't want to make
Right.
myself that accessible. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So, how do I look at it? Well, I look at it like this. I want to give out the best product because I have the best product, right? And I want to give it to the people at a really affordable rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Affordable is free, right? And I want to be a superstore for content based around this industry. So I have to build up my store. My store is my channel. My
Mm-hmm.
videos and my live streams are my products.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like they going picking them off the shelf, right? So I look at it from a Walmart strategy. So how do I make money? I'm just going to charge for shelf space.
Right.
But who am I going to charge for shelf space? I'm going to charge the people that really have the money,
Right. Yeah.
which are the tech companies, the 3PL companies, the insurance companies, the startup companies, and all the companies that jump into my email every single day
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that pay me to consult them because I am the liaison between the consumer, which is the viewer, and the company, right?
Right.
They don't want to, the companies don't want to talk to the box truckers. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because they feel like they don't have the level of knowledge, right, for what they're looking for. They're looking for data and they're looking for intel, right? So that they can make the company better for the consumer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make the experience better, right? Uh, for the contractor, right? It's called R&D, research and development. So who do they pay? They pay experts. So the reason why I can have an outstanding product at a very affordable price is the same reason Walmart has name brand products for cheaper than
On
Target
their shelf. Right. Right.
because they're charging for shelf space
Right. Right.
and they're charging the brands. You want to be eye level, well, you got to pay us. Otherwise, we're going to put you at the bottom. You're going to be down there. If you're in the pop aisle, you notice Fanta is all the way down at the bottom. What do you see at eye level? You see Coke and Pepsi. What do you see on the end caps? You see Coke and Pepsi. Why? Because they have the most marketing dollars. Why? Because those are the two biggest brands.
Right.
The off brands are really high where you got to stand on your tippy toes or you got to ask someone who's taller to reach to get it
Right.
down or all the way at the bottom.
Right. 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 Yep.
So I can put out a superior product to the consumer, which is the viewers, and the company that they aspire to run for, and the products that they use, they pay me directly.
Right.
And I don't even have to even advertise them on my channel.
Yeah. It's just naturally there. Just naturally there. Yep.
So and that was the plan because you know if you good at something, people will find it.
Exactly.
You got all these pro football players, pro basketball players. Not all of them go to D1 schools. You got some cats that's stuck in the hood,
Yep.
but the scouts seem to find them, right? Because that's their job to find the best talent.
Yeah.
So you
Talent
have
is
company.
always hidden, man.
So you got companies that is their job to search content to find the best creators to consult with them because it doesn't always necessarily have to be for advertising or brand ambassadorship.
Right, right.
It could be for for consultation
Yep.
because you are the liaison between them and the consumer, or in this case, since we're in logistics, them and the contractor.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Amazon watches the channel. When I go in my stories, right,
Uh-huh.
and I see strange white people who don't follow me, right, because when you look at your story, right,
Uh-huh.
it lets you know who looked at your story. So I'm like, what are these weird white people? I don't never seen them in suits and stuff, corporate looking white people, right? And they corporate because they don't have like funny names with dollar signs and underscores. They have a real name,
Right, right.
Tyler Grunkowski or some shit like that, right? So you
Right.
know me, I go straight to LinkedIn with it. I
Right.
take the name like this corporate white looking person, you know what I'm saying? They page to be on private, but you still say name. I take it straight to LinkedIn. Senior marketing director, Amazon fulfillment, research and development brand manager,
Right.
Amazon. That's how I know Amazon watches me. The reason why they haven't probably said nothing to me, one, I don't run it, and two, I'm critical of it. But that lets me know that they pay attention to everything, and then they take this information back, and then they have Microsoft Teams meetings about what content creators are saying about them, and they use that
Right.
for data.
Right. 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 Crazy stuff, man.
But I'm smart enough to I pay attention to everything.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because these people don't follow me. Why are these corporate white people looking at my stories?
They come for your data.
No, it's coming from the data. This day job, it's day job to research
Right.
to see what's going. You know what I'm saying? See what's so. They watching.
They watching, man. Everybody watching.
So they watching. So and I haven't spoken on Amazon in a minute.
Yeah.
I kind of left them alone, man, because people get real sensitive when it comes to
Real
Amazon.
sensitive. Shout
And
out
I
to
just
everybody that's shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Cause I gotta get up early tomorrow. I got Mark the Mentor, man. Go and subscribe to the channel. All right. Go and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. Catch us on the Wise Man podcast this Monday. We're gonna be on the Wise Man podcast this Monday. And yeah, when you come over here, man, just be nice, all right?
you
Uh
talking to me? Oh,
no,
you
I'm
talking about over there?
saying just be nice in general. But guys, this is a channel, Mark the Mentor. Go subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All right. You can see that I already subscribed to the channel. All right. I got my notification. I just hit it on. I see that when you come live, Mark. Even though I never, I hit that, but every time you go live, I would see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go and subscribe to the channel, guys. Mark has almost 19,000 subscribers. All right. And we do a lot of collaboration together. All right. I don't see Mark as a threat. I've never looked at him as a threat. I feel that when we're doing content as a black man and two businessmen, um, that now we're in the space of creating content that we should be able to work together. I see a lot of people see that as a threat. Um, I don't know why, but it is what it is, man. So go and subscribe to his channel. These are some of the live stream that we did. He has his testimonial You got Big Zoe. Big Zoe was on your testimony. Everybody loved that. Everybody loved E Dub. E Dub was there. But yeah, guys, we got, what is this? We got Rock Finance, right? For your equipment. So we got a lot of stuff that goes on over there. But this is testimony. We do a lot of different things. All right. So go subscribe to the channel and follow us. Um Mark, you can follow Mark. Where's the Instagram, Mark?
Uh,
I don't see your Instagram
Mark
right here.
Mentor. It's on there. Hit the about.
Where is it at?
See where it say the three links or whatever?
Uh Over here?
Uh, I'm trying to figure out how to.
I think you
See where it
normally
say
have.
links or whatever? Three links or whatever? I can't really see. Hold on.
Oh, this is Instagram right here.
Yeah.
Instagram.com/Mark underscore the underscore mentor underscore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And this is Mark the mentor. This is his Instagram. Oh yeah, this is Instagram right here. So go follow
Mhm.
Mark the mentor on his Instagram page, guys. And uh we need to put some of the wise men on the Instagram, man.
I don't really, I don't really post nothing on my Instagram. The only thing I put on my Instagram is like whenever I do a new live stream
Yeah, we
or
need to
video,
cut some
I
short
put
and
it in
put
the
on the
story.
Instagram.
Man,
We need
yeah,
to put some
I've
of
been,
those live stream for the wise man and
yeah.
drop it on a,
I
in
think I'm just gonna pay one of those companies just to run my Instagram for me
yeah.
because I ain't finna lie to you, man. This social media thing, it's not really like,
That's why I
that
stick to
really
that's why I
my,
stick to the raw cash, man. I can get
yeah.
the cash easy, Mark.
YouTube is kind of easy because I could just go live and just talk.
Yeah.
But like that, keeping up with that posting
It's
and all
hard
that
keeping
stuff,
up with all that stuff, right?
it ain't hard. It's just what it is.
Time
Yeah, it's just
consuming.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, they got companies for that. They just
Yeah.
do all that stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? You just pay them. So
Yeah.
I might do that, man. I ain't got time
Well,
to do all
shout
that.
out to everybody, man. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming in. Mark, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you take the time. We're gonna be on the Wise Man podcast Monday. And yeah, man, we're gonna be I guess we'll be rocking Monday. Everybody go and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share the live. All right. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna be out of here, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out. It's your boy Kirky Fresh, back again with the next live, man. All right.
Peace.
Peace out. Peace out.